All right, we're not going to waste any time. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Dark Avenger Media. I'm Chris, your Dark Avenger. DC Comics. We got an announcement today from Joshua Williams and from Scott Snyder, all in the Absolute Universe. Here we go. Here we go once again. DC Comics is doing something insane, but is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? We're here to discuss that right now. Today, DC Comics dropped a video literally right before San Diego Comic-Con, where of course they're going to be expanding on all of what they talked about in this video. But I'm here to talk about it and share my thoughts on it and whether I think it's a good thing, a bad thing, or we'll have to wait and find out. So All In is going to be a book that drops this October, and it's going to kickstart what Scott Snyder and Joshua Williams claim or say it is the Absolute Universe. So as all of us are going to be reading DC Comics' main universe through the eyes of Superman, apparently this new Absolute Universe is going to be through a through Darkseid's kind of point of view. So if DC Superman, the Absolute Universe is Darkseid. So basically all the superheroes in this universe are underdogs, and we're going to be getting a retelling or a telling of this new universe and how their superheroes came up. There's going to be Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and in this universe they come up differently than in the DC universe. A lot of people are already saying this is going to be DC Comics Ultimate Universe. Of course, it's kind of sounds like it's going to be an Ultimate Universe because it's a retelling of stories that we already know, and it's going to be in a different type of a universe. But it's going to be running side by side, apparently, with the main DC universe, and it's going to be very conscious of the main DC universe. But when it came to the Ultimate Universe and the 616 and Marvel, we had the same thing. Eventually, the Ultimate Universe learned about the 616 and vice versa, and then Miles somehow ended up in the 616 because that was all they wanted to save. But this is Marvel. We're talking about DC. So things that were really talked about that I want to talk about are, I have my little notes here for important reasons. So the main, like I said, the main DC universe, we're going to be continuing forward. There are going to be new number ones. There are going to be continuing story arcs. Basically, October is going to be the readers, jumping on point. Whether it's going to be continuing story arcs in the main DC comics, new issue number ones, whether they be in the Absolute Universe or the main DC universe, we're going to be getting number ones, new arcs, everything, everywhere, every point. No matter what, everything is going to be jump on friendly coming October. So we're going to be getting continuing stories and new stories. Interesting and very, very interesting, even more so. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of this come San Diego Comic-Con. So stay tuned. I'm sure this is not going to be the only video I make on this. But we got to see the covers and still shots of the Absolute Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. And I'm sure all of those are going to be, well, obviously they're all going to be number ones. It looks interesting. I'm not going to lie. It looks interesting, and after watching the video, I'm very interested, okay? Because I've been talking about this for years, how Marvel did really great with their Ultimate Universe, and DC should have done the same. And now here we are with the Absolute Universe all in. We're going to be getting lots of creators. And the thing I like most is Scott Snyder has said multiple times, this is not a reboot, this is not a relaunch, this is nothing. They're going to be continuing stories from the past. They're going to be doing new storytelling in the present. So we're going to have a mixture of old and new. And I think that's what a lot of fans were wanting. A lot of the fans wanted to continue the stories that we've been reading since before the New 52. And also we wanted something new, a breath of fresh air. And I think that's what the Absolute Universe might actually be. Again, we don't know a lot. They didn't really drop too much. They just mentioned that this is going to be spinning out of course, absolute power. Absolute Universe, absolute power makes sense. And something's going to happen with Darkseid, and he's going to be on a quest. And I did see Justice League issue number 1. Finally. I've been waiting for a Justice League book to drop again forever. And Superman is going to be spearheading this Justice League. He's going to be the one that puts this Justice League together, and they are going to combat Darkseid, and that's what's going to lead into the Absolute Universe question mark. I don't know. What else did I write down that I feel is important? So with Superman, we did get a couple of things drop. We're going to be getting introduced to a Superwoman. We don't know her origin yet. Maybe, hopefully, we're going to be seeing Lois New 52. Somehow she survives. I don't know. But again, absolute power, and we're getting to see all these multiverses and whatnot. I'm wondering if this is Lois Lane from the New 52 somehow surviving, possibly. I don't know. But we had Lana, and Lana still has her Superwoman powers somehow. So it'd be interesting to see if this Superwoman somehow is Lois from the New 52 come back to life somehow. I don't know, but it will be very interesting if it is. It looks like it could be. I don't know. Very interesting. And then we also got mentions of Darkseid's return, Doomsday's return, not Darkseid definitely is going to be there, but Doomsday is coming back to Superman, and Joshua Williams is very interested. Dan Moore is going to be working with him on it, and whenever I hear Doomsday, the one thing I worry about is we had a really great Death of Superman back in 1993. They've tried to bring Doomsday back multiple times, and the more he came back, the weaker he had become. You had the miniseries that were really good with Doomsday, and then somehow he died or was zapped away to another universe or whatever, and we thought we'd never see Doomsday again. And now here we are, and Doomsday's been back multiple times. So I'm a little reluctant with the Doomsday stuff, just because he was this ultimate bad guy back in the early 90s and slowly became watered down the more he was used. So I'm interested. I am interested, but at the same time, I'm a little cautious with Doomsday. That is the only thing I'm cautious about. And yes, I've covered all of the bullet points that are important. So the Absolute Universe, will I be there? Absolutely. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I'm going to be there reading the books. I'm going to be checking out number ones. I remember we just talked about this recently when I was talking about the books I'm reading. Marvel has had a really great jumping on point recently, especially with what's going on with Blood Hunt. Now in October, DC Comics is going to be the ultimate jumping on point. If you haven't been reading DC Comics for a while, all of the books are going to be jump on friendly, whether they're issue number 1 or issue 1000, whatever, like when it comes to Superman. October is going to be really important for me because that is going to be where I start jumping back into a lot of the books and maybe even trying out books that I tried in the past and things didn't work out. New teams are coming on. We're going to have old writers returning, new writers coming in. They're making this huge initiative that comic books are where it's at, and I like it. And again, the DC universe is what I grew up with. This is the universe I'm most familiar with. So if I can find a way back to the universe I'm familiar with while also enjoying Marvel and all the other awesome independent books that are out there, I say absolutely hell yeah. This is probably possibly something we've needed for a very long time. I'm sure there are a bunch of YouTubers and other people out there that are going to be saying the opposite, that this is going to be the worst thing possible. Listening to how Scott Snyder was talking about it, and I have a lot of faith in Scott Snyder. I've followed his work since the beginning. This sounds interesting. This sounds like it could be a good thing. Could it be a bad thing? Absolutely. Anything can happen, positive or negative, but I'm going to take this as a possible really good positive. Again, you are the reader. We are the readers. We are the consumers and the ones that read the books. I always say it's up to all of you. I'm going to be there at launch to see how good or bad it is, and of course, share my thoughts with all of you. Again, though, take everything, whether it be positive or negative, with a grain of salt until you read it yourself. I have a very strong, good feeling about this. However, I'm sure there's somebody who on the opposite side of the pond who is explaining why they have a bad feeling about it. It's up to all of you. Me? Yes. I think this is going to be a huge win for DC Comics. DC has been struggling for a while, ever since post-Rebirth. This could be what they need to finally move forward. And Joshua Williams said this is just the tip of the iceberg. Well, if this is just the tip of the iceberg and this is going to lead into stories for years to come, this better be damn good. And I'm hoping it's damn good. And I'm looking forward to it. So feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Always love hearing from all of y'all. If not, we'll all experience it together come October when the Absolute Universe is born And when we get a lot of issue number ones again, I can't wait for Justice League. I've been asking for that for God knows how long, before I took my break. So till then, everybody, thank you all so much for being here. All the links to all my social medias and everything in the description below. Go check out TikTok. New TikToks are out, and they're coming out on a daily basis. Videos should be coming back to a norm very soon. I'm going to be catching up with all the stuff that I fell behind on. Thank you all so much for being here. Take care. Keep reading. Keep collecting. And I will see all of you really soon in the next video. Later, everybody.